If we look at your sort of two setups here now, first on the left was your before. For me, handle back a little bit, feet sort of squared off quite wide. You can see there, you've moved them a little bit narrower and you moved that foot a little bit open. Potentially you could do it more side. I mean, probably keep your toes there and move this heel back in a little bit towards the shafters. So at the moment you're going from kind of that width to kind of here. You could probably bring that back in a bit more. It'll just help open up your left side. But you look a little bit more on your left side at setup. When you start there, okay, could you go a little bit more? Possibly, but again, we're only going to do sort of small incremental changes, so you still feel close to your original, and you move to there today, and then over the weekend, bit of practice, you'll be there, and then so on, and then get to the point where you can go too far. That's the point where you go, okay, right, we'll just double check, maybe send a video across, and we go, okay, right, how's it look? And we can then sort of clarify, yeah, you're in the right spot. But in terms of movement now, the body has to be moving better, and the release of the clubs will be better, okay? So these two marks on here now, got a line sort of through your glove hand there. As you went back before, in fear of probably thinning it, kind of moving onto the left now during the swing, so you're changing your low point and then pushing your hands way forward. There's impact, yeah? So your hands now have moved forward probably a good few inches there. Now in this case, yeah, it wasn't a bad shot because the mat's nice and you're okay hitting into the mat, and it looks a bit kind of like you're going into it rather than, and then when you finish the swing, there's not really much twist on the corner, looks a bit armsy, scoopy, lower half's kind of a bit quiet there as a result. Whereas this one here now, as you go back, okay, less of a backswing because you've opened up your lower half, you can't go back as far, so that's going to help your backswing length control. Now as you come back to golf ball, there's impact, so your hands haven't quite gone as far past as they were initially. And then when you go through now, look how much more your body and your lower half is moving. That looks like someone hitting a 40 or 50 yard pitch shot, yeah? Now if you want to control the loft, you can obviously change club, we can change a little bit more of that release pattern, but this has to move, yeah? And the handle of the club has to be kind of swinging to raise. If you try and drive the handle, as a lot of people do, they get to about here somewhere and then just drive this down towards the golf ball. The problem is then the more they lead the handle, as we were showing you there, if you start off here and then you lead here, the club's can't hit the ground. So then people start dropping the knees into it, trying to drop down with their head. Now, that's fine on a mat because you know the mat's going to be your best mate. And if you hit the ground hard, who cares? You do on the first fairway to your green on the first Atlantis and you're fatting it 20 yards in front of you, or you're just going to end up then taking the next one because you've duffed the first one. Oh, I better miss the ground. And doing through the back of the green, yeah? So being able to sort of find and get a consistent low point with your swing is generally going to come from a setup that starts off with the hands forward, that returns to the same position or close to that same position. So your low point's going to be more consistent with the body doing the rotation, Now the body can only rotate when the feet are in that position as well as they are. If you're too squared on and shut off effectively with your lower half, it's going to be really tough to get at your own weight, and then you're almost fighting against what your body wants to do. So does that make sense? Yeah, good stuff. I have a couple more then. Try and change between lob and 52 every single time, just to change up, or even put your 48 in there as a third one, and it's 3 different shots, one at a time with each club, so completely changing. That's, for me, is going to be a really key thing for you to do as well. Just keep changing the club, not to get sort of ingrained with one and get really good with it, okay?